Vonnie, let's turn our attention to what is happening in the factor universe. Momentum strategies have parted ways with tech stocks in favour of a more defensive set of names, making the strategy look more like a low volatility fund. Here with more is Tom Psarofagis with Bloomberg Intelligence. Tom, walk us through the shift that we're seeing in the momentum sphere.
Yeah, sure. So momentum is one of the more interesting factors because it's very dynamic, right? It's like value, for example, is always looking for cheap stocks. Momentum is always changing depending on what's happening in the market. So it's backward looking. So if you remember, we had a very sharp decline in the fourth quarter. All those changes are now starting to get picked up in these momentum funds. So what's happening is it used to be very tech heavy. All those tech names have been expunged. It's now very focused on healthcare, staples, utilities. So there's a very defensive positioning in momentum. And a lot of these stocks are ones that are found in low volatility funds. So you're actually seeing this convergence between momentum looking more and more like a low vol fund.
So, Tom, talk to us a bit about the resemblance, though, to low volatility. How strong is the current relationship?
Sure. So it's very strong. It's actually one of the strongest that we've seen because typically what will happen after a downdraft in the market, they tend to converge a little bit. The market goes up, they pull apart. But since we had such a sharp decline in the fourth quarter, the correlation between low vol and momentum is very high right now, and it's actually the highest it's been on record. And usually it'll just spike and it'll go back down, but it's actually a very sustained long correlation. So the relationship between low vol and momentum is very strong right now.
I think it's worth explaining what momentum is. Probably we should do that at some point as well.
Yeah, sure.
Momentum is basically what's doing well continues to do well.
Exactly. So it's just like we see trend following even in our everyday lives, right? So it's just anything that's done well, momentum says it's going to continue to do well, we're going to go buy those names. Anything that's doing poorly, it'll expunge it. So that's all momentum is really just trying to pick up on trends. What's going to do well means continue to do well.